Hello, good morning and welcome to yet another wonderful day. It's the midweek edition of the paper review on Quest Television. My name is Alex Obunnaya. I am not here alone. I have here with me Comrade FM&TV. Good morning, Comrade.
Yeah, good morning, Alex. Obunnaya, not the former governor of
No,
Alhambra.
my father was not and will never be a governor.
And you must be a governor.
Well, I don't know whether to say amen to that, but
Yes.
it's not a bad prayer, though.
It's a prophetic prayer.
Okay, Comrade FM&TV will be doing justice to the papers this morning, and as usual, we have quite a handful of them. We have the Vanguard, Punch, Daily Trust, Nation, and Tribune, and the Guardian. Yes, about 6 papers this morning are up for review. And without further ado, let's go straight to the Vanguard newspaper. Incidentally, they are our sponsors of the paper review on Quest Television. Let's begin with the Vanguard. The lead story on its front page: hardship, federal government tackles PDP governors, others. That's the lead story on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. It is now official. The Asagba of Asaba, Chike Edozie, passes on at 100. The official announcement was made yesterday. The full story can be found on page 7. In neighboring Edo State, Edo Guba, Idahosa carpets PDP governors over ad hoc delegates election. You get story on page 28 of Vanguard newspaper. And on the front page of Vanguard newspaper, you have Vanguard Personality of the Year 2023. Have a whole lot of pictures of personalities on the front page of Vanguard newspaper. I guess they will be receiving that prestigious award anytime soon. Okay, that's that from Vanguard. Nothing much on the front page of Vanguard. Let's go straight to the Punch newspaper, and the lead story is on the strike notice by NLC, and the story is captioned "Cost of Living, Federal Government NLC Meeting Deadlocked, Bakers Threaten Shutdown." It has a rider: strike will go ahead, FG negotiation not fruitful, NLC leaders insist. And below that NLC story, Tinubu gifts Eagles lands, houses, national owners after AFCON. You have a picture of the president and his deputy with the Super Eagles and their coaches. We say congratulations to the boys. They did so well getting to the final, but sadly losing to host country Ivory Coast. Above the masthead of the Punch newspaper, Wigwe crash report ready. March, Kingsmen declare 8-day mourning. So that story, showing car to deliver Punch 50th anniversary lecture on February 29th. Buhari's signature forged to withdraw $6.2 million from CBN. This is according to ex-secretary to the federal government. I know Comrade Odomo will be itching to, have a bite of this one. Well, exactly. Track bandits with biometric systems, Senate tells security chiefs. Track bandits with biometric systems, Senate tells security chiefs. Customers tired of estimated billing, federal government tells discos. Customers tired of estimated billing, federal government tells discos. And that's that from the Punch newspaper. Let's turn our attention now to the Daily Trust. Bandits kill 2 policemen, abduct 40 in Zamfara. Bandits kill 2 policemen, abduct 40 in Zamfara. Family of 21 among captives. Wow, 21 members of one family among the 40 kidnapped by bandits. Wow, you just want to run down that family. Rising production costs, bakers begin nationwide strike February 27th. Buhari didn't approve $6.2 million for election observers, his signature forged, ex-SGF. Gas explosion rocks Lagos community. You can get that story on page 32 of Daily Trust newspaper. IMF confirms return of petrol subsidy under Tinubu, whatever that means. That will also make an interesting read. IMF confirms return of petrol subsidy under Tinubu. Tinubu rewards Eagles with national owners, houses, plots of land in Abuja. Court remands Kano TikToker Muja Kunya. Court remands Kano TikToker Muja Kunya. You want to know what his sins are or his crimes are? Go get yourselves a copy of the paper and read up that story. Content creators must register, pay taxes. That's according to CAC. Content creators must register and must pay taxes. Okay, let's go straight now to the Nation newspaper. Emefiele's $6.2 million trial, Buhari's signature forged, says ex-SGF. That's the lead story on the front page of the Nation newspaper. And directly above that one, 5 directors for CBN board. That's on page 7. Airpeace begins Lagos-New York flights. That too is also on page 7. Above the masthead, Access Holdings awaits CBN's nod for Agbede as CEO. Payment of wage award for federal workers resumes. And above the masthead again, Oyetola Port Community Plan will aid ease of doing business. That's on page 7. And Nigeria, United Kingdom sign pact to boost trade. That's on page 3. And still on the front page of the Nation newspaper, federal government knocks PDP governors for failing as leaders. Audit reports no record of funds recovered between 2016 and 2019. And finally on the front page, okay, not finally now, that's before the last one, Tinubu showers Eagles with land, flats and national owners. Details are on page 31. And finally, Shetima inaugurates panel on herder-farmer clash. Details are on page 4 of the Nation newspaper. From the Nation newspaper, we head straight to The Guardian. Outrage over 100 billion naira constituency project. Push for 20% budget. National Assembly, outrage over 100 billion naira constituency project. Push for 20% of budget. All of that can be found on page 6. 3 firms lose 114 billion naira to devaluation. Illicit drug ban. Addicts explore cemeteries for alternative. Wow. I read that story and wow, it wasn't funny at all. Master bakers, caterers to commence strike February 27th. Knocks kudos for Osun lawmaker over proposed bill on state creation. Federal government considers commodity board to crash food prices as court ultimatum ends. Oil production drops, leaves 2024 budget with 400,000 barrels per day deficit. Details are on page 3. Mustafa denies authorizing CBN's release of $6.2 million for 23 polls. Lagos Assembly decries naira depreciation, suggests ways to strengthen the country's currency. And let's see if we can sneak in one last one. Okay, oil production. Okay, I think I've taken that one. I think that's all from the Guardian newspaper. And finally, we go to the Nigerian Tribune. The picture of the Super Eagles and the president and his deputy adorn the front page. In fact, the front page of almost all the papers we've reviewed this morning. Tribune is no exception. However, the story is just tucked in somewhere on the left of the paper. Tinubu honors Super Eagles players with MON land. You can get the story on the back page of the Tribune. Why Nigeria's forex reserve will drop to $24 billion in 2024. That's according to IMF. Economic hardship. Federal government knocks PDP governors, says most of them owe workers, pensioners. That's on page 11. That's how you can find that story. Emefiele documents used to pay election observers $6.2 million, neither from Buhari nor my office, says ex-SGF Mustafa. Wow, this is huge. 42,000 nurses have left Nigeria in 3 years, according to the federal government, Access Holdings appoints Bolaji Agbade as acting group CEO, and reps get bill for creation of Okeogun, Ijebu, Okeogun, Ijebu, Ife, Ijesha states in Southwest. Okay. That's also, you can get that story on page 9 of Nigeria Tribune newspaper. And those are the stories making the headlines on the front pages of all the papers that we've looked at this morning. I think we're at this point, we'll be inviting Comrade Efe Odomo, Comrade.
All ears and welcome your ears.
Exactly. So many stories now. So many. Let's go to the, $6.2 million. They're saying that the president's signature was forged. Let's take it from the Nation. Emefiele's $6.2 million trial. Buhari's signature forged, says ex-SGF. How possible can that be? The president was alive.
You can forge a signature. No, because most of them, they look at you and they study your antecedents and they just capitalize on it. They know quite well that Mr. President will not have the time to start coming to check. And they also know quite well that the Ministry of Finance will not have the time to come and start checking all their papers. And for your information, I think the CBN for years has not been audited. For years. So they have every trick to hide behind any law to perpetrate this issue. But now that this issue has come to limelight, in a serious environment, this man is supposed not to be outside right now. Supposed to be in the gulag. For you to have forged the signature of a president with his position as the #1 exchequer of the country, you are supposed to be in the gulag. Because you have betrayed the trust of the public that were reposed on you. Stealing public funds with the president's name is enough reason for him to even get a life jail sentence. But here we are. They will play politics with it, go and sin no more, go and play bargain, and do this and do that, then you are free. Even there was a time he went to court that they should, because you stop his trial, that they should not try him, and I think the court granted him the prayer. The
court should stop agents of government from arresting him.
Exactly. And you are molesting the whole country. Look at the rate of hunger and everywhere. People are walking on the street, they are dying. You see someone walking, they go to a place, they start crying. Families at home, expecting him to come back with something and nothing is following him. Then somebody will go and forge a signature of the president that you used it to pay foreign observers. Like as I asked yesterday, is he a member of INEC committee? Is he anywhere near the INEC office? Is he Mahmoud? If it's even Mahmoud that did it, the INEC chairman, we can say, well, maybe he needed funds and he were not forthcoming and he used a fast one. But even at that, he's still very much guilty. Talk less of you, a president. Which means he must have done that in several sectors of the economy that no one is talking about. You know, that was how they said he used Nigeria's money as a collateral to invest his own private funds. It was everywhere in the news. All those issues then, where did they end up? We've not had anything again from all those ones. He went to court, they bailed him, he's in his house, now going back to court that they should not arrest him again. And you continue. In fact, the evidences against him are too weighty. If we don't take all these things seriously, I can bet you, I'm not an agent of destruction, but I think in 2-3 years, maybe we'll be lucky to say we still have a country called Nigeria. Now you arrest somebody for robbery, you prosecute him, some of them are sentenced to death, some of them are life jail, some of them are jails of several tenure. But somebody who has the trust of the people, who is supposed to be the custodian of our money, is the one that is stealing the money recklessly. I use the word recklessly because this one is going to no bound. And that person is in the house, going to the court from the house. Even you having a lawyer, some lawyers will go to the court and stand and start defending him, which means they are institutionalizing illegality. That's the way I will put it. 6.2 million. They should call. In fact, Alex, that matter, at the point you discuss this matter, you start having a stomach ache. Look at the rate at which inflation is biting hard on everyone. The worst now is even this transportation. Everywhere you drop now, they announce about radio. Price don't increase. Cost of transportation don't increase. Because the cash is not anywhere. Spare parts for these vehicles are so expensive. Do you know how much they sell keke now? A long keke is going to about 2.4 million. This tricycle, about 2.4 million. And they will give it to you for 3 million. That's the balance and take. Tell me how much do you carry passengers to realize that money? And you will see buy this fuel exorbitantly. Then somebody will go to that treasury, pick 6.2 million, forging the president's signature, and that person is still allowed to be working free.
Okay, let's stay on this now. The SGF said Buhari's signature was forged. That means he knew about this all along and didn't do anything.
No, that is another part of the issue. It depends on when they got to know. Depends. Did they know when President Buhari was still in office? Was it after the president? How do I put it? Was it after the president had left office before the thing got to their knowledge? But with the way the guy sounded yesterday, I'm very sure they knew of it. But you know, they cannot just immediately prosecute him too, because if they do, and the guy opens up, most of them too will be involved. That volume of money cannot leave that treasury without somebody for the presidency having
a share in it.
A share in it. It's not just possible. So let us just wait for a landing field, and that was what the guy did. If they prove that 6.2 million, I'm very sure heads will roll. But who will roll the heads? That's another question. Because everybody is involved, and nobody wants to do anything because somebody felt that anybody could have done it.
Okay, let's move on to something else. Recently, the PDP Governors Forum, or BOT of PDP, came hard on the federal government, APC-led federal government. You know, of course, the poor economic situation, the depreciation of the Naira. Trust APC, they have since reacted. And the reaction is, you know, captured here. Federal government knocks PDP governors for failing as leaders. When they were in power, probably they also messed up. That's what APC is saying. Is that a nice thing for them to say?
At all. Look, why did they come in? They came in because they said PDP failed the nation. That's their campaign slogan. That PDP failed the nation. Now, when you now got to office, you are even doing worse than what the person you took over from did. In all sincerity, Alex, the rate of insecurity in Nigeria today, have you ever witnessed it? Is there any day now that you wake up without hearing the case of adoption, raising down the whole community, kidnapping and killing people? Look at that one you just read, 21 family members. How will they recover? Who is going to pay the ransom for 21 people? Even if they raise that money, how are they going to pay back when they get out of captivity? And they will tell you they are always on top of the situation. You don't apply for the job you don't have experience. Anything you don't do, anything you cannot do, you don't have any knowledge about. You don't apply for the job. People were thinking that with the experience of the APC all along that they've been in opposition, because you see better when you're in your opposition.
Yeah,
it's like football spectators. They see the ball more than the players. You will say, why did you not see? And that guy was there, didn't pass the ball to him. He was not seeing him at that time because all the attention will be on the ball. Now that you have come in after 16 years of PDP, because they say it's PDP misrule, what do we call this one now? This is not the time to start passing ball. We should look at the spade by the face and call the spade a spade. We are not doing well as a nation, and it is worse than all the previous administration we've had so far. Look at the movement of funds illegally: 209 billion, 23 billion, $500 million. These are every day we hear of these things, which is even worse than kidnapping, because it is the economy we are killing directly. But the government has not done anything about it. They will tell you go and say no more. Look at the former minister of humanitarian. Where is that case today? Don't know whether you are following that. Where is that following up that case? Where is that case today?
Nothing has been heard so far. Maybe they're still investigating.
Maybe for what was caught red-handed, you are investigating. You saw this money in that account. You are investigating. Are you investigating the channels, or how many banks it went through before getting there, or how? What is good for the goose is good for the ganders. APC should own up that yes, we have problems, and let us build this nation. That's what we should be talking about now, not knocking anybody. Even themselves too. Even if you are in power, you have $100 billion, $100 billion as in your savings account. It cannot feed all your family, for your information. You will still have some of your family members that are poor, that have been hard beaten by the economy. So no matter how much you amass for yourself, it's not still enough. Sit down with these people. Do not look at it that this person is my party member, this person is from my ethnic region, this person is of my religious faith. No. Call those people who have the knowledge. That was what the first president did in this dispensation. That's OBJ. Brought in those boys that can see tomorrow. That was what we have like Nweke Jr. You remember him?
Frank Nweke.
Yes, Frank Nweke Jr. Ribadu, who is the current NSA. Erufai. Mumuni.
Abdul Mumuni.
Abdul Mumuni, that fine military young man.
Bath Naji among them.
Naji came in later as a minister of energy.
Okay.
As energy. And he told these boys what to do. It was actually Erufai that revolutionized Abuja. When people were having their houses on the channel, drainage everywhere was being blocked. The guy came in and said, no, you cannot do this. This is the master plan of the federal capital. You cannot do this. And they were calling him this. The president would tell him, my friend, go and do your job. I have given you the job, go and do your job. I don't want to hear failure from any angle. And the guy did his job well. If we know that the economy is in shambles, which even the ruling party knows, why not even call economic emergency summit? Is there anything wrong in that? Security emergency summit. Is there anything wrong in that? Are we saying that we are comfortable? Look at that GOKK vehicle that was killed the driver and abducted all the passengers, leaving a 5-year-old girl behind at the scene. Have they been able to tell us anything about that, about those victims till date? Then somebody is coming out to tell you that, look, we are running at a very wrong direction. You are knocking them. That it's because of your political legacy. It is wrong. It is wrong. Whether you are in the whether you are APC, PDP, NNPP, and all these things, we remain one Nigeria. As of today, we remain one Nigeria. So whatever criticism you have, go back and study it. Any government that has no critics can never succeed.
Okay.
It is not possible because you will just think you are doing well.
You're doing good. Okay, let's stay with the economy. Still here, this one is the Daily Trust newspaper. Rising production costs. Bakers begin nationwide strike February 27th. Do
you know that bread they were selling for 200 is now 500? Do you blame them? Look at the cost of energy. Look at the cost of machineries. And most of these machineries are not even being fabricated here. They bring them in. Foreign exchange will affect them. When you get to the port, the clearing charges will also affect them. After bringing them out, before you even get into the installation point, so much cost will have been added. And you want them to remain at that selling price of loaves. It will not just work. Somebody told me that the best business to do in Nigeria today is buying and selling. If you go to buy the increased price, you increase your own price when you want to sell to somebody else. That is what is running now. So if they go on strike, they are pressing for their market to be in existence. Otherwise, they will just go into the oblivion. It's not only even the Bakers Association. It is everywhere. Every area of the economy. I went to buy rings, this well ring. They gave me for 14,000 for one. I went there the following day that I want to pay. They said, okay, it has gone to 16. But only yesterday, they said, even if you wait till tomorrow, it may go to 17. So what do you do in that instance? You pay immediately. And nobody sells these days without his telephone with him. Before they sell anything, they want to sell this phone to you. Oh boy, hold on, let me confirm the price from the market first. That's what they will tell you.
No, but then, is that proper? They had already bought this. They knew how much they bought it for.
Yes.
So why not sell it for, what they should?
If I buy this phone for 20,000 naira,
okay,
and it has gone to 25, if I sell it to you for 20 naira, how do I recover that 5,000 to buy another one?
No, look at it this way. You said you went to buy well ring, and they told you 14.
Yes.
That means for them to tell you 14, that means they probably bought it for 13 or 12.
Yes.
And they've not gone to the market to buy fresh
materials,
fresh items, fresh product. So and you came the next day. So why not sell for that same 14 instead of selling for 16? Because
how would they replace it if they sell it for that 14? Because the materials they will use, the iron rod, the cement, the granite, have also gone up. So if they sell it to me for that 14, who is going to bear? Are they going to add their own money to buy at the current rate to have another production? We are running on a replacement cost in Nigeria. That's the market we are running. Nobody is interested in how much I bought yesterday, I must sell yesterday. No. You bought yesterday for 20,000, and the thing is 25,000 today, and I sell it for you for 25,000. How do I now buy the materials to sell for that 25? So it is a replacement policy that we are operating upon. You cannot blame any market person, any marketer now, because everybody wants to survive. Nobody wants to trade at loss. No single person, though we have profit and loss as a word, they just put the loss in case of eventuality. Everybody is focusing on that profit angle. So there is no way you will tell me you bought something cheaper yesterday and it's something that's gone up today, you will still sell it at that yesterday. Then you now go and raise a fresh fund, just like we have in the petroleum industry. If they increase price, you will see them, that old stock they had, they will sell it at a new price.
At a new price.
Because they need that money to go and lift from the depot. The only thing they will not do is, if the prices drop they will not also drop the price because they will tell you we have bought at a high rate, we need to recover our money.
Our money.
That's just the only evil.
Let's stay with petroleum products now. IMF confirms return of petrol subsidy under Tinubu. This is on the front page of Daily Trust. Is the petroleum subsidy
indirectly
back?
Indirectly, it is back. It's only that the government is not magnanimous enough to tell us the truth of what is happening. They are not telling us. Look at all the countries around us, that is around Nigeria. Who among them is selling at that price? That is where you used to know that the subsidy is back. Most of them are 1,000 plus. But we still sell at this, some sell at 650, or let's say between 650 700, depends on the location. So that difference, who pays? But the only place it pays us so much is this product, we have it. These other countries around us, they don't have it. So if we have it, and we are still buying at this high cost, then something is wrong. Why can't we process our own products and push it to the market? They told us Port Harcourt refinery will come into use by December 30th or 30th or 31st. Up to now, we don't have anything in. They told us Dangote refinery, when they start working, it will push down the petroleum product prices. Up to date, we've not had anything. The only thing we had about it last week or so was he wants to import crude from the US. What happens to our own crude? What happens? So the subsidy is back. But they don't want to tell you it is. Because if they float it fully, we will buy at a rate of almost 1,000 naira per liter. And they don't want it because it may cause serious chaos in the society. And that's what they are stylishly avoiding.
Okay, let's go to the front page of the Punch newspaper. Cost of living, federal government NLC meeting deadlocked. Of course, we've seen that one, Baker's threatened shutdown. NLC federal government meeting deadlocked. NLC came up with a notice of a strike notice a few days ago. I think this has forced the government to maybe see them and talk to them.
Look, Alex, if your roof is leaking, you don't need to constantly put a bowl. That bowl is filled up, remove it and put another one. You will labor forever. If your roof is leaking, change the other asbestos, the aluminum, anything that is up there. Then you seal it permanently. NLC, I don't even think they know what they are doing. I'm very sorry to say that. Very sorry to say that, but I think that is the position. Because we need to look at them in the face and tell them this what you are doing is wrong. Why can't NLC go on strike? That they need the moribund assets to be working. When has NLC done that? Right from their inception. Look at Ajakuta Steel Rolling Mill. It's almost as dead and forgotten. Look at Oshogbo Rolling Mills. Look at the epileptic nature of the oil sector. All the refineries are not working. And they cannot go on strike to say, no, government, we want these things repaired. Don't you know that if all these things are put in place and they are generating enough income for the country, it will automatically, it is normal that it will force down inflation. Are you not aware? Why are they always arguing for salary? Now they will even say that they're even looking at 1 million naira per person. How do you achieve that? When some states have not been able to pay 30,000, 50,000 naira monthly salary to the civil servant, you are not talking of 1 million. Which means you just want to crumble the whole economy and then say bye-bye to Sodom and Gomorrah. NLC should put their ass together. It is not only salary that they are there to discuss. Okay, let's go to Asaba here in Delta State. It's been officially announced the death of the Asaba of Asaba. Obi Chike Edozie, he died at the age of 100. He's so rest in perfect peace. But you know that the procedure or the process of announcing that it was faulty. If they don't die, the monarchs don't die, they travel. You don't use the word that the king died. No, the king has traveled. That's what they use. And when anything like that happens, it is the palace that will come up with that news that our king has traveled. Then the office of the Chief Chancellor Local Government Affairs will take it up from there. The state will follow. Then the federal government and others can now start coming to pay homages, condolence messages and all these things. But in case of this one, it was first of all announced by the federal government, which is wrong. It is wrong. You cannot take the responsibility of the palace away. No, they don't vote for king. King is an everlasting position. Until he dies, nobody takes over. They're not like governorship or presidential or senatorial seats. Now they have come out officially to announce that everybody can take off from there. That was the mistake they made, that some people were seriously against in That was true last week. Yes, it was a real debate that the federal government cannot announce the demise of a monarch, no matter how little that monarch is. And Asagba of Asagba is one of the topmost and the first-class monarch in the country, right from inception.
Let's go to Edo State, neighboring Edo State. It's a place where, it's a state where all eyes will be on.
It's a boiling point now.
Is in the next few weeks, months. You know, there'll be elections there. There's so much drama in that state now. Between, if all the parties are involved, PDP, APC, Labour Party, they have one problem or the other, rocking that party. The Guardian, or rather Vanguard newspaper says, Edo Guba, Idahosa carpets PDP governors over ad hoc delegates election. You know, so what we were talking about, you know, INEC chairman appealed to these people, look, the process that will bring your flag bearers, let it be smooth sailing, so that at the end of the day, those who lose will not go to court. And it does seem like that appeal has fallen on deaf ears.
It can never work. That appeal can never work. We were in a meeting somewhere some time ago in Isoko. You know, somebody said the crumbs that fell off the governor's dining table is enough to feed a community. They know what is there. So for them to say, let them have a smooth sail and nobody should go to court, it's not possible. Every one of us in this part of the world will feel that once we lose something, we have been cheated. And once we win, we have the masses behind us. What I think should have been done in this situation, all this campaign, this and that is not there. It's supposed not to be necessary, because you cannot waste almost a billion. If they have to put together the funds of running a governorship campaign, it's up to $1 billion, if I'm not mistaken. And you put that type of money into the ring, and somebody will say you lost. You want to go to court and say, no, you have been cheated. If they want the process to be free, actually, if they uphold that zoning system, let this particular section bring somebody, let them sit down and elect somebody and let the person go for the contest, like they do in the traditional institution. They don't contest it. It is the ruling house that will appoint somebody, then they will screen the person. We spend too much money in the country achieving nothing. INEC has no direct control over the primaries of the political parties. They will tell you that it's an in-house
party arrangement.
So INEC has no power over it. And even INEC himself too, they have their own problems that they are foisting on the nation. Have you seen any election for some time now that INEC conducted that the people did not go to court? That is not for a very long time now. All I will need to tell the Edo-lite, or what do you people call them, put your acts in order. And it will be too difficult because everybody wants to sit on that seat. Nobody wants to wait till tomorrow because tomorrow is not too sure for anybody. All the political parties coming together to have their own candidates at their own party level. Without rancor, and that without rancor can only be if and if. And if people say, so let's get the popular candidate. Who is a popular candidate? That's another question that they should be able to answer. Who is a popular candidate? It's a difficult situation. Election in Africa will still remain a mirage in the sense that it is a rulership by conquest, unlike the Europe that is by constitution. Anything can be done in Africa for you to get to the position, because you know quite well, once you are there, you are a mini god.
Two stories on the front page of The Guardian of great interest to me. We're going to take two of them. The first one is illicit drug ban. Addicts explore cemeteries for alternative. The gist has it that drug addicts now go to cemeteries and exhume corpses, and then maybe corpses of people who have long died for years, and then take their bones, grind them, and of course they know what to do with it.
That thing has been on for a very long time. It's just coming to the limelight. Go to the cemeteries in Lagos. Bury your dead today. Go there 2 days later. You find the body on the ground. Even the coffin will be taken away. You know, I had something last year. I was amazed. Do I use the word amazed now? That they are searching for the brains of dead professors. The brains of dead professors. They remove the brain. They use them for different types of
experiments.
Not even only experiments, both for research, for ritual and other things.
Okay, ritual.
Yes. They say For somebody to become a professor, then the brain must have extraordinary. You know, what Nigerians cannot do does not exist.
Okay, that's a new one.
So, the bones, definitely, they have some of those calciums that those boys, they need. And that is what is making most of them hard. They can tell you they want to use it for drugs. Most of them are not for drugs. Most of them are for ritual purposes. Because they now look at it that carrying a human head everywhere would be a problem for them.
Yeah, it probably might be.
So they go to the mortuary to exhume. This we have come to know about it in Lagos years back. Maybe because it's coming out now because of the government has come heavy on them.
So how come they find their ways? That means those who keep watch of these cemeteries are also culpable, because these people cannot go in there and exhume corpses without the knowledge of.
They are partners in crime. Look, let us be factual. I was born in the West. If you look into what most of these restaurant operators do, you will never buy food in the public. Have you heard of what they call mortuary water?
Yes, I have.
What do they use it for? Where people go there to collect it? What do they use it for? We'll still go and buy the food and eat. So we should not discuss all those things. They will tell you it is normal. The West will call it Owaje. That is to call customers, to draw customers. So it's a normal thing that people know. It's only that everybody is quiet. Who is going to say that it has been the problem? Otherwise, we know that all these things exist. Those who work in the mortuary, in most cases, connive with the people that are coming. That is why at times we even put your dead body in the mortuary. You go back to carry the dead body.
You will find them.
They will find the dead body. Oh, it's like we mistakenly gave it out. Oh, it's like this and that. Somebody one day went to carry his dead, and they got there, the eyes were not there. Oh. Who took them? That was the person able to get into the inner morgue, brought the dead body out, removed the eyes, and returned the dead body, and nobody saw him. If the people who are working there are not part of the racketeering business.
Okay, let's look at the second issue now on the front page of the Guardian newspaper. The story is captioned, "Knocks kudos for Osun lawmaker over proposed bill on state creation." This man is proposing 3 additional states for the Southwest, carved out from the present-day Ogun State, and then Osun State, and probably Oyo State. 3.
Can the economy sustain that? You should not just stand up and say, yes, this is what I want. Can the economy sustain that? If you carve out extra 3, making 4 now, they will have 4 governors. Every appointment that you have in the old state will now be 4 each. 4 deputy governors, 4 commissioners for finance, 4 this one, 4 that, and all of them will have their aides. Can the economy sustain it? That's the first thing we should look at. When there was a time during Shagari regime where they say they should put a state capital, airport in every state capital. Ogun State was arguing that they must put it in Abeokuta. Somebody asked, they want to put airport in Abeokuta under the rocks. Because they just say we should put the state capital, they should also put it in the rocks. Before we make some national statement like this one, study the state of the economy. Study what the country is going through. If you create this additional state for the 3 for the West, tell me, will the Niger Delta not argue for their own creation? Will the northern belt not ask for their own creation? What of the middle belt? At the end of the day, we were talking of almost 100 states. Can the economy sustain that? I was
actually going to come to that, because he didn't just mention Southwest states without factoring others. I guess no wonder that proposal was really knocked down or stepped down.
Definitely, you cannot fly.
Okay, let's go to the last one. I deliberately saved this one for last. The Super Eagles, they were honored yesterday by the president. They were given lands, they were given flags, and then MON. In just 1 minute, let's talk about this.
Yes, the appreciation is an application for more. The boys tried. They really tried. Nobody gave them that chance of getting to that level. And for them losing the finals to the host country, so it's also not an issue. Because if you look at the stadium, you hardly find Nigerians there. Everywhere was that orange color, chanting their people on. And again, if you look at a point, the referee was almost turning against Nigeria. That was what led our coach to almost hitting the lines.
The fourth official.
Yes, that they have to give him a yellow card and all this and all that. They were knocking our players, but they still tried all they could. If not for that the cup was not for them, they would have won that competition. To have scored first was a major hurdle that they crossed. But in a game of winning or losing, somebody must win, somebody must lose. Out of the competition, we played 3 at the group stage, we played round of 16, we played quarterfinal, we played semi, 7 matches, they lost only 1. The boys tried. Ivory Coast lost 2.
And when it mattered most.
Yes, but when it mattered most, that was when we lost it.
Okay, I think we'll leave it there. Thank you for being part of the program. I want to say thank you to you, Comrade Efe Odomo, for coming to the program, and thank you to those who also made this possible. My name is Alex Obunnaya.